Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
We'll see if we can get this going here. 'Cause we want to go first. Ideally, we'd like to have a Carmine in the opening hand rather than a Professor's Research, so... We do not get a Carmine, but we do get a fairly good opening hand. If we just had energy, this would be perfect. But I also don't want to get rid of these, right? So, wow, that's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good opening. Now, the only thing that we're missing here, unfortunately, is the card draw, which we get. That's insane. All right, well, we're chilling. If we had Carmine here, this would have been a very nice Carmine hand. We could have just got 5 more cards. Not really matter, because we have both the Dragonite and the Dragapult. This deck is running the 120 HP, so... if we get enough energy to attack with V-Star Regi, then all we have to do is attack with that, and then we just set up a second Regi. And then we take the knockout anyways. Multiple different directions that one could go here, so... they're gonna get the poison off here, unfortunately. Not a big deal. Off. So, they won't be able to retreat this yet. Or never mind, they do. And they get to attack. They're doing 180. Unfortunate. Slightly unfortunate for us. 170, my mistake. 180 with the 10 damage. We kind of need the V-Star sooner than later. The Prime Catcher is kind of nice here, actually, so... reserve that. We just, unfortunately, don't get to attack right now, but... Okay, so... we do have a research for next turn. Get the energy cert. We get the energy switch, which is... okay, but we need a second one, unfortunately. Losing Mew kind of hurts. I don't have Night Stretcher, so getting Mew back is going to be a bit more difficult. We haven't got a V-Star. Like a Drago V-Star, like, at all. So, kind of a bit spooky. I still don't think that having the, Squawk ability here would have made any difference. They've burned one switch cart. They're gonna grab another one here. Yeah, I think we just lose. They didn't grab another switch card. I guess they have one in hand. Assuming they have one in hand. They just have jet energy, doesn't matter. They have an out. So, we're kind of screwed here, unfortunately. Gonna KO the Regi. We have we have an attack on board if we have the V-Star. We just gotta get there. We have to get the V-Star. We haven't had a sniff of a V-Star at all yet, so far, so... We have an opportunity to get there. It's not looking good for us. But you know, serve us right for playing this garbage ass deck, but... Alright, so we do get it. We can get the Mew and the Regi, the fire back in. Get the... I think I just want to get the second Regi back down. No. He's gone. We can Super Rod those back in. We got the RegiDrago. That back in, this back in, this back in. So now we can actually just set up a second Regi here as well, right? They not a kill something last turn? Oh right, no, they did kill something last turn. Why can't I use my Pheasant Dippy? It wasn't the poison that killed us. They did like 240. That's weird. Okay, so that second Drago is going to be huge, so we need that for sure. I don't think Prime Catcher's... I mean, Prime Catcher could be good for us. I think Research is probably better. Next. Care of that. That'd be really stupid if they considered that poison tick to be killing it, because it didn't. It did 240 as an attack, and so like it definitely didn't just tick over. Kind of ridiculous. I don't know when Arvin gets them here. But... he only has Arvin in hand, so he has Hisuian Electrode. I'm gonna grab a switch card, I guess. Shocker. It would be really nice to get Prime Catcher here. I guess we don't need Prime Catcher because they're just gonna... no, they don't use the Seal Stone. They just used it, right? Doesn't really matter now. But they're gonna have a hard time getting this next Klawf set up, but that's why they have the Hisuian guy, right? They need to, he's not going to be doing like 100 damage, though. As far as I understand, he's only going to be doing 100. Okay, Temple of Sinnoh helps. They've already played the Luminion too. We only have 8 cards left. We have no way to discard that. That's unfortunate, because that actually would have done quite a bit for us in this game. That's unfortunate. Don't have another Regi to set up here. Torch. The Dragon Laser doesn't do anything more than Phantom Dive, so we'll just do Phantom Dive. Not really going to matter. I think we lose this one anyways, unfortunately. If they get another stadium, then that's bad for us, but this is our only chance, is to slow them down by putting that out. We'll see. They're going to need to retreat for the Hisuian Electrode. We do have Prime Catcher in the deck still. Oh no, never mind, it's in the discard pile. How did we discard that? No, you never grabbed it, right? We don't have Prime Catcher, unfortunately. We do have bosses, though, so we can boss this up. Or not, because he's just going to bring it up anyways. We need a way to get Giratina in the discard pile. Unfortunate. What we need to have happen. I think we still have Ultra Balls. That is unfortunate. That is truly unfortunate, because now we're just cooked, right? Surely. If we had energy, we could retreat here. Good. Let's go Phantom Dive. If they don't kill us this turn, then it's game over for them, so. They have to get the Hisuian Electrode back in. Or else we just KO the Luminion next turn. They need to get rid of that and have a double turbo. Don't give me a break, dude. I don't think that matters, though. Yeah, we just win. You do. Canceling the clone to stop them from taking the poison tick damage. Doesn't matter anyways, because we take our prize first. There's no Pokemon checkup, so we don't get poisoned, but if we did swing back around, then one of our Carmines was prized. That's crazy that we actually took that. That's crazy we actually took that. So Dragonite actually came in massively clutch here. And I'm going to explain why. So Klawf is a very tough deck to deal with, right? Extremely difficult deck to deal with. So we get two Dragos out. They have the Brute Bonnet. They had everything they needed the entire game too. Like it's not like, I mean, the only thing that they could have had differently is if they had an attack with their Klawf, right? Because the Temple of Sinnoh shut that down. They had the attack with the Klawf, it was over for us. But we knew their hand. They didn't have a stadium, so we'll get to that in a minute. So we get the Ultra Ball in the opening hand is huge because it gets us our Dragonite in the discard pile and our Dragapult. So, and it gets us a Teal Mask Ogerpon. Now, normally what would happen is you would put down the Squawkabilly, right? You'd put down Squawkabilly, and then you would Squawkabilly the hand with the Ultra Ball. Normally, if you have Squawkabilly in the deck, we don't play Squawkabilly in this deck because I don't like having the bench liabilities. I don't like having more liabilities than I need to on the bench. So we get the two Dragos down, and then we immediately get a Dragonite, which is the Energy Hurricane Dragonite, and we get the Dragapult in the discard pile. So we have decent attacks in the discard pile. Now we just need to get RegiDrago V-Star, which we bricked for a good chunk here. So we Teal Dance into Iono, which is probably the best situation outside of a Carmine. Carmine would have been much better to get into instead of an Iono here, but it's fine. Turned out to be fine. We get the energy switch. Great. Good opening turn for us, right? We have potential to get more cards in hand next turn. We don't have a guaranteed way of getting a RegiDrago V-Star, which is unfortunate, but, you know, hey. We're not anticipating the turn that they're just about to pull off here, which is amazing for them. So, they get the Binding Mochi. They moved Binding Mochi to the discard pile. They play Trekking Shoes. They play Arven. They get their Nest Ball. They get their Booster Capsule. They get the Klawf down. They have a double turbo. Like this hand that they had was actually insane. So not only did they have their Brute Bonnet, they had Arven. They had the Nest Ball. They have Energy Capsule. They have double turbo in hand. They have Switch Cart to switch in the Klawf. And then they have Klawf. So they just massively get an attack off here on their first turn. So 180 damage onto our RegiDrago between the poison and the damage. Insane damage. Very, very difficult to deal with. Yeah, RegiDrago is the Pokemon I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the deck that I'm talking about. So we get Prime Catcher. We play the Prime Catcher because we have to get out of a bad situation. So we have the damaged RegiDrago. We can't do anything with because it's not a V-Star. We have to give ourselves the best chance to get out of that situation. So we unpoison ourselves and bring up their Brute Bonnet to force them to have to retreat again. We Iono to give ourselves another good chance here. So we only had the Super Rod and the Iono. So we play the Iono to try and hand disrupt them. We do, I think, give them a little bit more cards back into their hand. Yeah, we give them 2 cards because they had 4. So we give them 2 cards, unfortunately, but we don't really get anything off of that Iono either, unfortunately. We got like a really bad draw off of Iono. So we got a Grass Energy for the Teal Dance. We got the Fire Energy attached to the RegiDrago. And then we have the 2 Earthen Vessels that we can use to grab an energy for the following turn. And then we have Professor's Research. So decent next turn, you know, but it's always next turn. We, again, whiffed RegiDrago V-Star on our turn 2. We didn't hit any single way. We didn't get any one of our 3 Ultra Balls that were still in the deck to get RegiDrago V-Star. Any sort of Pokemon search at all, period. We just didn't get. So that kind of hurt. Really sucked. So we just used the Energy Switch. We Teal Dance, we grab Energy Switch. And then we try to Celestial Roar. We don't get anything off the Celestial Roar either. We were going to top deck another Research as well, which is ridiculous, and Mew, and a Nest Ball. So, like, again, not really anything that we super duper needed, unfortunately. So then they get, they play Hisuian Heavy Ball, they throw away an Ultra Ball, they get Artisan in the Stadium slot, they put down a second Klawf, they get Brute Bonnet, second Brute Bonnet to the bench, and a second Brute Bonnet almost getting set up here. They grab Binding Mochi and a Nest Ball. The Nest Ball's for the Sneasler. Now this is going to allow them to get the KO here, unfortunately. So again, like, we Ionoed them and Ionoed them into another God Hand. So they had Artisan, they had Arven, they had Nest Ball, they had Jet Energy, they had everything they needed to get back into a position here. And they take the first 2 prizes of the game. So they only hit for 210. That's why. Okay, so that's why I couldn't use the Pheasantipity. So I shouldn't have even played Pheasantipity at that point. I played Pheasantipity thinking that they did like 240 damage, but they didn't. They just did 210, which was outside of the range for the KO, and the poison tick over killed. So unfortunate. So that was the difference there. Okay, so we lose our RegiDrago for basically free, unfortunately, because of Pokemon Checkup KO. So we don't get to use the Pheasantipity. I thought that the reason I played Pheasantipity is because I thought that they just straight up KO'd the RegiDrago. I wasn't paying too much attention to it, so That's my bad. So that could have cost us the game by having bench liability right there. But another 210 Pokemon, you could argue that Ogerpon's the exact same. So it's not a 170 HP. So like it's a safe play to put down Pheasantipity because either way, if they gust, they're going to gust up at 210. Doesn't really matter. So having Pheasantipity in play is like meh. It's a push. It's neutral. So we draw Fire Energy. We attach Fire Energy to the Drago. We get another Earthen Vessel. So we Earthen Vessel our second Earthen Vessel. We're gonna be playing Research this turn anyways. So we get the Grass Energy. We Teal Dance. We put the energy onto the RegiDrago. We Professor's Research. We have no use for Noctowl at this point because we haven't been able to get a Hoot down up to this point. So we get our second energy switch, which enables us to have an attack here. We get the Ultra Ball, which enables us to get a RegiDrago V-Star. We get the Super Rod, which gets our Pokemon back that we want to get back into the deck. And another energy, which is pretty cool. And the Radiant Charizard, which is Ultra Ball fodder and then Super Rod fodder. So welcome back. Welcome back there, Ropets. You know, it is the pink volleyball. That's hilarious. So we Super Rod back in the Mew, the Regi, and the Fire Energy. We Nest Ball for the Regi that we just brought back into the deck. We know that we're going to lose this Regi, so like we had one Regi that was just instantly one-hit KO'd. This one has 180 damage on it, so this is very close to being KO'd. We need to get another RegiDrago set up. So at this point, this is where it becomes very, very important that we played Dragonite, right? In any other situation, in any other iteration of RegiDrago, we only have the 3 energy attached to our active RegiDrago. We have no prospects of getting a second RegiDrago set up for the following turn, right? We're in danger of just getting swept here because we don't have an answer for an attack, right? Because we don't have energy on the board. We don't have energy on the board. The energy that we did have on the board got knocked out. Is gone. And then the second RegiDrago V-Star, or the RegiDrago V-Star that we have, so our third and fourth prizes that we're going to be giving up have all 3 of the energy that we've managed to accumulate so far on the board. So we've got 4 energy in play up to this point, one of which got KO'd the previous turn, and then this turn is going to be KO'd in return because we have 3 energies on the RegiDrago. So we have no prospect of having energy on the board next turn. However, because we played Dragonite, right? We use the Legacy Star. We grabbed back the second RegiDrago V-Star because that was important. We threw away 7. We needed this to evolve the Regi on the bench so that we could actually use it. And then we gave ourselves a hand the following turn because we would have 0 cards in hand, which is just much more sense to grab the Research, give us a full hand to work with the following turn. So then what we have to do is we use Dragonite's attack, Energy Hurricane, right? So use Apex Dragon. Instead of using Dragapult because we had two Pokemon that we could use attacks from. We had Dragonite, which has Energy Hurricane, and we had Dragapult. Sorry, I think we had energy on the RegiDrago because we energy switched one, I think, to the benched Regi from the Teal Mask. So that's a lie. We had 1 energy on the RegiDrago. Still, in a normal situation, we would have to have another energy switch, which we've already used 2 up to this point. We've used 2 energy switch at this point. We would need to have another energy switch, which there's only 2 left. And we would have to have an attach for the RegiDrago V-Star to attack the following turn, which is a tall order. Now, because of Dragonite's attack, Energy Hurricane, it allows us to search the deck for up to 3 energies. We only needed 2. We didn't want to pull another energy out of the deck just in case, because we didn't want to attach. We want the energy in the deck to be able to draw and then Teal Dance if need be for that extra draw. We also were running low on cards in the deck too. So that's also an important thing. So what we needed to do here, we needed to get the 3 energies on our RegiDrago V-Star for the following turn so that we can have an attack the next turn. So Energy Hurricane allowed us to do that because now we turbo 2 energies and we're doing 180 damage to the Klawf that's in front of us. So we take the KO on the Klawf, and we power up our RegiDrago V-Star for the following turn, the RegiDrago still hurt. It has 100 and some odd damage on it still. So like it's not going to live very long. It's very, very close to dying, but at least we're cashing out on it and we're getting a second RegiDrago V-Star set up. And then we get an Ultra Ball, which is good. So again, next turn, they just get a ridiculous turn. They get their second Brute Bonnet set up with Capsule. So we have absolutely no chances of removing their ability to poison at will. They play Luminion. Oddly enough, they pick Arven. I'm not sure why they picked Arven and not Boss. Because they didn't really need anything there. I guess they wanted the Forest Sealstone. They needed the Forest Sealstone to facilitate an attack for their Klawf, because they didn't have the double turbo, and they grab a switch cart. So I guess it kind of makes sense. They could have just as well grabbed the boss's orders too. But, you know, sure. They Star Alchemy for the double turbo because they didn't have it in hand. They get another Klawf on the bench from Artisan. They use Toxic. They now poison the RegiDrago that has 100 HP remaining. Doesn't matter anyways, because it just gets KO'd by Klawf. Either way, I believe. Well, it needs it for Unhinged Scissors, but... So we lose a second RegiDrago. We're down really, really bad now. We're down extremely bad here, because I think we've only taken, up to this point, 2 prizes. I think. We might have only taken 1 prize at this point. Let me take a look. We are in a very bad position. I honestly thought we were going to lose this game. Not sure how we ended up coming back from that. So yeah, they hit us for 210. On that one. Oh yeah, that was the KO. So we didn't even take a KO, and they dealt a massive amount of damage to one Drago, 170, and then they KO'd a second, which is insane. So like they basically had two RegiDragos KO'd in 2 turns, essentially. It took them 3 turns to do it, but essentially 2 turns they had enough to basically completely fuck us. And then we only took 1 KO by turn 3. This was our first KO, and it was a 1 prize KO. That was it. We had taken 1 KO at this point. That's it. That's insane to think about. So they had taken 4 prizes, and we have taken 1 by turn 3. So this is where it starts to turn around for us, though. This is where it starts to turn around for us, because I think it was it this turn? No, we got the KO on this one. And then they respond by doing another 170 damage. And then knocking out our second RegiDrago. Okay, so this was the turn. Yeah, okay, so we took 1 KO, and now on turn 3, as it ticks over, now they've taken 2, and they've taken 4 prizes. So we were 1 prize to their 2, and now we're 1 prize to their 4, which is really, really bad. And so this turn, we get the RegiDrago going. The research was really huge for us because we have to get rid of the Ultra Ball, because there's no point in grabbing energies right now, because we have nothing else to set up. We have no more Regis that we can potentially set up. We just have, and it's at the end of the game. They have 2 prizes left. If they take 1 more KO, we're screwed. So at this point, no more need for Pokemon search. Professor's research. The Temple of Sinnoh literally won us the game. The Temple of Sinnoh draw. Now, mind you, we don't have a lot of cards left. We don't have very many cards left in deck at all at this point. I think we have like 8, 9, or 10 at this point. So like we're very, very low. We have unfortunately no more ways. I think we had 1 more Ultra Ball, but it might have been prized. But we have no more ways to discard the Giratina. So not looking great for our prospect of just like pointing at something and killing it. So we have to rely on setting up damage on the board. So we have to rely on the Dragapult attack. Again, Noctowl doesn't do anything for us. And we have Nest Ball. Like we could have Nest Balled for Hoot Hoot, sure, but that would have been another turn that we'd had to wait to evolve. So not exactly the greatest for us. But Temple of Sinnoh gets rid of their Artisan, and it shuts down their double turbos, so they can't easily facilitate another attack with Klawf. So they do have another Klawf. They have one on the in the active slot now. They did have another one on the bench. And we know that they had Hisuian Electrode. They grabbed Hisuian Electrode the previous turn. They didn't put it down. Now they have a bench space. Now they can put it down. Now they can attack for free. So we're not terribly worried because the amount of damage, like the amount of HP that Drago has, this is a fresh one with 280 hit points, remember. So this one can take an attack from Hisuian Electrode without worrying too much because this is going to live with quite a bit of HP. So that's fine. So Klawf is knocked out. Goodbye, second double turbo. We get Jamming Tower off a prize. It's not really useful in this matchup. So they bring up Hisuian Electrode. Tantrum Blast is only going to do 100 damage for each special condition. They can only get one special condition on this guy. I'm guessing that they probably have Dangerous Laser, right? But Dangerous Laser only... I guess they don't have Dangerous Laser because it only affects my Pokemon, right? Not theirs. So, like, Tantrum Blast has to be effects on the Hisuian Electrode, period. It does not count effects on your opponent's Pokemon, just the Hisuian Electrode. So, kind of an issue. I know that they wanted to just get damage on me. They had a huge advantage. Now, like, let me preface this by saying that was only our second KO of the entire game on 2-1 prizers. So we are down we have taken 2 prizes to my opponent taking 4 prizes at this point. All they have to do is KO my RegiDrago V-Star and we're cooked. That's it. That's literally it. That's all they have to do. They have to piece together 280 damage over the next turn and a half because we have to make up so much ground. So they poison themselves. They take 10 damage, which puts it in range of Dragapult. So we Dragapult this for 200 damage. Take our first 2 prize KO of the game. So now we're back even with them. We're 4 prizes to 4 prizes. Because they poison us. So now Drago's poisoned. So we take the 100 damage from the Tantrum Blast, and then we take 3 damage counters because of the Hisuian Sneasler. So now we have 130 damage on our Drago. That's counting up every single turn now, which is unfortunate. So Drago's still healthy. It's still at 150 damage. It still has 150 HP. And if they can't get rid of the Temple of Sinnoh, then Drago lives for another turn. Now, the important part about what we do here on the swing back attack here, right? We didn't really have much that we needed to do. We just had a whole bunch of Hand of Nothing. We could have drawn Boss's Orders, but I want to get rid of the Hisuian Electrode because this is the only thing that can attack for free. It is the only thing that can attack through the Temple of Sinnoh currently. So that is our biggest threat. I don't really care about the Klawf. The Klawf's not doing anything. I don't care about the Lumineon. The Lumineon can stay on the bench because we are going to put 6 damage counters on this Lumineon. We KO. The Electrode puts 6 damage counters on the Lumineon. Klawf is now in the active slot. We get 2 prize cards. Add Iono. We take another 30 damage. So now we're a little bit spooky. We're in a little bit of spooky territory. Now we have 160 damage on us. So we're only down to 120 HP left. So they get themselves a Pecharunt, the Toxic Subjugation Pecharunt. They switch cart into the Pecharunt. This is a bit of a daring play because here's what we've been setting up this whole time, right? Our previous attacks, so when we attacked with the RegiDrago, when we attacked with the Dragapult attack, right? So this one was to get the energies onto the second RegiDrago V-Star. And that ultimately won us the game. When we used the attack, Apex Dragon, the first 60 damage on our second KO of the game against the Klawf, the first Dragapult attack went down to the Lumineon. Now, they didn't play Lumineon, I think, until that turn, right? Was it that turn or was it the previous turn? Yeah, okay. So, when I used the Dragonite attack, they did not have Lumineon in play. They played Luminion after I used the Dragonite attack. So if I used Dragapult, I would not have been able to put damage on this. I was only able to put damage on that after they KO'd that RegiDrago. So this was the first turn I could put 60 damage, and I did. I put 60 damage onto the Luminion. And we got to flip the script that turn, which was kind of nice, but ultimately useless. So we take our second KO and we start setting up our end game victory condition. 60 damage onto Luminion. Next turn, they put up Hisuian Electrode. They attack our RegiDrago. So we've taken 130 damage between the Electrode and the Poison. And now it's our turn. We attack again. So we take the 2 prize KO. We go after Luminion, and Luminion is now at 120 damage. So now Luminion is 1 Dragapult attack away from being KO'd, and that is our last 2 prizes that we need. So their Hail Mary slot here, and so now we take another 30 damage because of the poison. We have 120 HP remaining. That's it. We have 120 HP left. That's all we got left. So they bring up the Pecharunt, go Toxic Subjugation, put 5 more damage counters. So between that and the Hisuian Sneasler, we're sitting in a very unhealthy amount of damage, unfortunately. Now, they couldn't get their Poisonous Jungle, so they couldn't complete the combination. I think that might have gotten them close, but not over the hump, because we don't hit Pokemon Checkup, like I said. So they had Poisonous Jungle. They get to 100 damage, which we're sitting at 160 right now. So we're sitting at 160. The tick over would be 100, so we'd be sitting at 260. So we would still get the attack off, even if they had all of their pieces. But I think if they had Poisonous Jungle anyways, that they would just play that and attack with the Klawf anyways. But basically, their last-ditch effort is to try and poison us and hope that we, don't have something for an answer here. We take the 8 damage counters. So that puts us within, how much? 40 HP? I think we have 40 HP left at that point, right? So you're sitting at 160. Yeah, so 40. We had 240 damage on us. We had 40 HP remaining. If we hit another Pokemon Checkup, then we do get KO'd. Now, the reason for the canceling Cologne is because it cancels the Pecharunt's ability. So at the end of the turn, I think it actually, I don't think it matters. I think it stops at the end of the turn and during Pokemon Checkup. I think that gets reactivated. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Now I'm curious. I want to see how that would work. I think during Pokemon Checkup, the canceling Cologne ends. Until the end of your turn, yeah. And so I think canceling Cologne wouldn't necessarily stop it. But we just play it just because, why not? Because Numbies go down. And so we choose to Apex Dragon. We Dragapult for the final attack, and that completes the KO on the Luminion. We end up taking 3 prizes because we KO the Pecharunt, we KO the Luminion. We only had 2 prizes left anyways, so we take 3 prizes on that turn. We KO the Luminion, win the game off of that, and that was insane. Our Hoot was prized anyways the entire game, so even if we did Nest Ball search for the Hoot, we don't have it. So the Hoot was prized the entire game. We didn't have access to Noctowl, so Carmine, one of our Carmines was prized, unfortunately, but yeah, there you go. Very interesting. I thought we were down and out pretty much the entire time. Klawf is a very, very strong archetype right now in terms of single prizers. Very interesting to see it being paired up with the Pecharunt. Obviously, you're going to be benefiting from having your opponent poisoned, so as much damage as you can increase between Pecharunt and Klawf and Binding Mochi and all that stuff is really wonderful, and our opponent had everything they needed in that particular moment. They had everything they needed to get the job done. They just fell short, and they fell short largely because of the one Dragonite attack that we got off at the start of the game.